contact for mental health, addiction, and community supports. It's free, confidential, and available 24/7. 211 Alberta. One number, countless connections.
A message from the Government of Alberta.
Legendary is here with BetMGM Casino. Download now to check out over 4,000 casino games, including exclusive slots like Survivor and hundreds of live dealer games. Unlock Vegas magic and sign up for the BetMGM app. See BetMGM.com for terms. 18 plus, Alberta only. Please play responsibly. Subject to eligibility requirements.
If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. BetMGM operates pursuant to an operating agreement with the Alberta iGaming Corporation. Standard message and data rates may apply.
Recently, our company softball team lost a big game by 1 run. Then Dale tried to console us with the quote, "Winning isn't everything." Well, Dale and I are very different. I get early payout from Bet365. If my team goes up big, I get paid out instantly, even if they blow the lead later. Sound familiar, Dale? Thanks, Bet365.
If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus all. T's and C's apply.
Roll into fun with Bowl Canada. Our kids' bowling leagues are the perfect way to let your child make new friends and learn new skills. Visit bowlcanada.ca now to get rolling. Let's make memories one frame at a time.
Beer League Slow Pitch. It's an Alberta summer tradition.
I got a shortstop. I'll take pitcher. Yeah, I'm just here for the dugout snacks.
When you're playing on the field, you need serious fuel. And there's only one MVP.
Will Hawk Beef Jerky.
Load up on Alberta's best beef jerky and hit a home run with the team. It's the perfect snack for your summer sports.
Will Hawk Beef Jerky, because you can't have summer fun with salad. Only available in Leduc.
Because 60 minutes is just about enough. The Frenzy with Halley and Douglas
On Sports 1440.
Presented by Wilhauk Beef Jerky.
Just after 11 o'clock, good morning. Thank you for joining us here on The Frenzy, brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, the home of Alberta's best beef jerky, online at wilhaukbeefjerky.com. Go check them out. Only available in Leduc. Great way to start the weekend, no doubt about it. Connor Halley, Josh Fenwick with you here from the Sports 1440 studios in West Edmonton Mall, taking you through the next hour. And should be a fun show today. A little quieter in the studio, but we got our best man on it, running the board and the digital stream. Josh Fenwick, good morning. How you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic, man. How are you doing?
Oh, doing okay. You know, it's Friday. We're looking forward to the weekend. Obviously, a big weekend in our city. Lots going on. It is the long weekend. The Edmonton Elks in action tomorrow, 5 o'clock. Big game taking on the Rough Riders, who are going to be looking for a little bit of vengeance. You also got the Stingers tonight in action, taking on the Mamba. Then they play Sunday against the Blackjacks. Lots happening. We got Heritage Fest that going on this weekend as well. Tons of things to do in our city. And the Edmonton Elks making some big news today, announcing that the Upper Bowl will be open. Fans have been clamoring for this, I'd say, for a little while now, especially with the Rough Riders coming to town, maybe a few more. One thing we did notice on the text line as I hosted here on the Frenzy and on the Jason Greger show was that people are saying, if they open up that second level, I'll buy tickets. I'll get out to that one. I don't want to sit in the corner of the lower level. I want to sit, center field up top. It's definitely cool to sit down low every once in a while. You get a chance to hear the pads thump, get a chance to see just how good the athletics are. But when you sit up top, you see the whole field. You see plays develop, unlike in the lower level. So I get why fans want to be up there. That's why we always had our season tickets up there back in the day. So that's going to be really cool. The Edmonton Elks announcing that today. They're going to be having Chris Morris speak to the members of the media after the walkthrough today, which should be wrapping up. So we'll see what he says and what happens. We had him on the Jason Greger show yesterday, and he told us they were close. It kind of seemed like this was an inevitability. It was going to happen, and it should be a fun one tomorrow. Hopefully the weather cooperates. A little rain, who cares? It's going to be hot out there. It might even evaporate before it hits the ground. Don't take my word for that. I'm not a scientist or anything like that, but the weather's going to be great. It's going to be a fun day. The tailgate's going to be bumping. So get down there, enjoy the weather, And we'll be giving away some tickets actually during the Jason Greger show. I'm not sure how many we have left because we've given a few away all week, but we'll be giving away more. All you have to do is listen, and we'll keep up to date. Kyle's saying, is it Upper Bowl or just East Side? Well, we'll let you know as soon as we find out for sure. They are speaking to the media, as we mentioned, so we'll keep you up to date there. I liked the East Side. That's where I had my season tickets. Upper Section Y. It was good. Get the sun, work on the tan a little bit. I understand why some people might prefer the other side. Doug says, hey guys, here the Elks are opening up the upper level at Commonwealth for the game on Saturday. Come on, you so-called City of Champions sport fans. I'm going to the game. Got to have 40,000 minimum out there. Can't have the Melonheads out cheering our ever-loving home team. I'm challenging Edmonton fans. Get out to Commonwealth from Doug. Yeah, and I mean, hey, the Watermelon Heads will be out there. They're going to show up and support their team. I've said it before. Those are kind of like my favorite games to go to. Those fans are fun. The good vibes there with them. I haven't had any bad experiences, to be honest with you. I've had bad experiences with other fans, talking Stampeders fans and Lions fans. Not so much with the Rough Rider fans. So it's going to be a fun one tomorrow. GoElks.com. You can check out your tickets. Later on in the show, we are going to continue our look around the NFL. We'll head down to Detroit, be joined by Jennifer Hammond, who works with Fox 2 for the covering the Detroit Lions. So questions with Jahmyr Gibbs. Is he going to be
man?
He's combining players there. Jahmyr Gibbs holding out, holding in, not participating in practice. We'll talk about that. What can we expect from Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown? They got a lot of talent on that team. And last year they underperformed. So we'll see if they're ready to bounce back. It is a tough division, but we'll be joined by Jennifer in about 15 minutes. Right now, though, you ready, Josh? Why don't we get into it? The 3 rounds.
Ready.
I would say with intern Connor, he made the questions, but he had to dip out. So it is still 3 rounds with Josh Fenwick.
Yeah. So I didn't even grab the audio file. I totally dropped the ball on this. Do you want to ring the bell?
Ding, ding.
Round 1.
I think it's in the Connor folder if you want to look for it.
Too late. We did it.
We did it. Yeah.
Ding, ding. Do you want to go first and read the question, and then you can select who you want?
I can go first. So let me just, I don't know, a new email that came in here.
Or would you like me to read the question, then you get to pick, and I take the inverse?
Well, we'll go back and forth. Okay, I can go first here.
All right.
The first question you have is, well, not you. It would have been from intern Connor. Who had the better prime, Antonio Brown or Julio Jones? This is a really good question, Connor, even though you're not here to reap the praise here. Both players, obviously, in their prime were absolute animals. Antonio Brown is going to be one of the greatest what ifs because he could have had a serious chance to break a lot of records. Like when he ramped up here from 2013 to 2018, he was a lock for at least 1,200 yards, close to 13 double-digit touchdowns, except for one of the years. This guy was an animal. And doing it as not that freak athlete,
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I'm going to go to Julio Jones. I mean, Julio Jones, when you looked at him, like he was the guy who was drafted very early on, 6th overall pick. The Atlanta Falcons, I believe, traded another first-round pick to get up there. 7-time Pro Bowl from 2014 to 2019. Twice led the league in receiving yards. He was an absolute animal. And I think the part that might hold him back in this debate would be finding the end zone. Like he would put up crazy receiving yards. He had 1,871 on 136 receptions. That was a big year. 1,600, 1,400, 1,400, 1,500. He was an animal, but he didn't quite put up the touchdowns. But just the threat that he was with his height and everything, I think he was just kind of an unbelievable wideout. Played on the outside. He was a beast. So I'll take Julio Jones in this one. How about you?
Julio definitely had DBs in the blender. But I am going to go Antonio Brown here because he was an end zone threat. He led the league in touchdowns one time. Julio did it no times. He finished in higher in all-pro voting more times than Julio was ever nominated for. He was only nominated for one Offensive Player of the Year award. And Antonio Brown was nominated for 3 and finished second, and third. He has more 1,500 plus receiving yards seasons, more touchdowns. He never led the league in targets. Julio did twice. He never did, except Antonio Brown led the league in receptions just as many times as Julio did. The only thing that Julio really has over Antonio Brown is Antonio Brown's most receiving yards in 1 year was 2015 at 1,834. Julio that year had 1,871, so barely edged out Antonio Brown. And on top of it, Antonio Brown won a Super Bowl. I know it wasn't like in his prime, but he still won a Super Bowl. Julio Jones didn't. But I think when it comes down to it, Antonio Brown did a lot of things really, really, really well for those Steelers teams. So I'd take Antonio Brown prior to CTE, which was his prime.
He got the Super Bowl with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That was later in his career. That's my bad.
So he wasn't in his prime, and Julio Jones was robbed from a Super Bowl by Kyle Shanahan. So he should have had one. But yeah, I mean, geez, you take both these guys on your team without even thinking about it. You're still a young buck, but you go back and watch that game, and in the second half, it's like, I'd say 4 or 5 plays where it's like, what are you doing?
Yep.
Like, just run the ball on this one play and you win the game, but they throw it. Or, like, don't call the stupidest play I've ever seen and you win the game. Like, so many times, it's incredibly frustrating. I don't really know any Falcons fans, but I'm sorry for bringing that up.
I mean, they have to be like, I forget which play it is, but like getting late into the game, it's literally like, okay, you have to rush and get a first down. And like, you're good. I forget. I think it was like 3rd and 3, maybe 4th and 3 or something. It's like, okay, you just gotta get it here. And they're like, we're gonna throw the ball, guys. Don't worry about it. We got Julio Jones.
They won't see it coming. It's like, all we have is Julio. Come on. Husk says Julio all day, and Triple C says Brown, no doubt. So hey, good question there from intern Connor.
Shout out to him. All right, our second question. I did tell him, hey, they don't all need to be sports related, man. Whatever debates you and your buddies have, let's hear it. So his next one is, how would you rank the Batman actors?
I just gotta say, blame Shanahan. Is he the head coach? Did he take the awful holding penalty? Mr. Defense couldn't get a stop. I gotta give MTR credit. He always defends his guys.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just Shanahan.
Watch him explain it. It makes sense.
It was all bad. It was all incredibly bad for the whole team. But when I watched the offense, there was times where it's like, just run the ball and you win the football game. You're Super Bowl champions. Great head coach, though. Hey, I've been a big fan. I've defended what he's done, even with all these injuries. This guy just always has his team ready. Okay, we're ranking all the Batman actors.
I'm going to throw a little bit of a caveat on this. We'll just say only the movie actors. So Adam West, Robert Lowry, and Lewis Wilson are negated from this.
Or could we just do like top 3 maybe?
Yeah, let's do that. Your top 3 Batman actors.
Okay, well, you go first. You're the cinephile.
All right. Number 1, I will go Christian Bale because that's one I grew up with watching the Dark Knight trilogy. So I'll take Christian Bale 1. I'll go Michael Keaton 2 because there's just something very Batman about him. And I know people love him as Batman. I didn't mind his Batman movies either. Honestly, they cooked. And then I'm gonna break my own rules because he did play him in a movie, but he was the voice actor for him and did it for voice Batman in a multitude of other projects and has recently passed away. Give me Kevin Conroy, who voiced Batman. So those would be my top 3 Batman actors.
So I do have to confess that after the Dark Knight trilogy, I was in no rush to see the new Batman movies. Like, I thought that Christian Bale knocked it out of the park, as did Christopher Nolan. So Pattinson and Affleck, I can't even put you in there. I'm sorry. Number 1 will be Christian Bale. Number 2 will be Michael Keaton. Because when I was a kid, like, my mom's friend would come over, and I think they just didn't want me to bug them, so they would just throw that movie on, and I would sit and watch it. I was probably way too young to really get into it, but I absolutely loved it. And
good parenting moment.
Well, mom's friend, yeah. I'm going to go Adam West for number 3. We said we changed it to just top 3. Adam West, the GOAT. He did it. He had to do dance moves as well before he was really that dark anti-hero. So I'll go Adam West as my 3rd, which takes us to our Third,
I have a question for you. Have you
Sure.
seen some clips from that old Batman show with Adam West?
oh, my wife has it on DVD.
Oh, is she really?
Yeah.
Because like I've never gone and watched it. It's not something that I like particularly care about. But there's one where like he's fighting the Joker, and the Joker throws some sort of powder at him, and Adam West goes, "That won't work on me, Joker. I took an allergy pill," and that's it. Like that's the fight in the show. I'm like, all right, then
That was-
sounds good.
Pre-technology, right? They
Yeah.
just had allergy pills. Okay, final question today from intern Connor is, what is the worst sporting event to watch live?
It's a good one.
Ooh, worst. I'm gonna say golf. Unless it's the Waste Management Open, which sounds like it's gonna be a really good time. You just stand there on the side and wait and watch a ball go by. And the whole time I would watch golf, I would just fear that someone's gonna slice it right into my face. They're really good golfers. That doesn't happen, but that's what I would be thinking. Baseball can be slow at times, but the environment's always great. The concession is close. Hot dogs, beer. You're not going to beat that. Other games that have little breaks in between. Football has breaks, but yeah, football's awesome. So I'm going to say golf would be the worst to watch live. And unless like we're going to find obscure sports, like Tour de France would be kind of boring as they just rip by you once.
Listen, I'm not saying Tour de France or like, Korean table tennis or anything like that. Like we're sports betting. I actually quite like golf. I've watched it live. I have also seen curling live because I play curling.
Mhm.
So I know what's going on there, or else like I know that would be an answer for some people. But quite frankly, like I don't think of this from a boring standpoint. I think of it from a, oh man, you got to be in good seats to see it standpoint. And for that case, I love this sport. I'm taking football. I find it incredibly like last week, 2 weeks ago at the Elks game, I was literally on the field. I was field side. It's very, very hard to see what's going on at the other end of the field. And then especially like with the double E and not now the upper bowl's open. Bless up. Congratulations, everybody. Like the best seats that you can find are the higher you can get them, but those are also the more premium seats. So you got to pay a lot more. And if you're late to the punch, then like you're sort of hooped at hoping that there's a lot of action on your side of the field that you can really pay attention to. Whereas like if you're in an upper bowl, oh man, it's great. Because I've seen basketball live, like NBA basketball. I've sat in some different spots. There's a lot like it does a really good job of it. They feel really close no matter how high up you are. And when you get closer, it's only better. And I played baseball growing up, so I don't think there's any bad seats in a baseball stadium.
Yeah, I mean, that's a hot take right there.
I'm aware. I'm very, very aware. But I think I've had this take since I was like 16 years old.
Oh, okay. So like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Not that long.
Last week.
We're going to take a break here. When we come back, we are going to go down to Detroit, talk little Detroit Lions with Jennifer Hammond. It is the Frenzy here on Sports 1440, brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky.
Want to invest in Alberta's workforce, fill your talent pipeline, and get funding? Careers. The next generation connects employers with motivated, pre-vetted youth through funded internships. Easy, impactful, and risk-free.
When you work with a group like Careers who have experience in that area, they can demystify and navigate all the complex steps and stakeholders that have to be involved.
Visit careersnextgen.ca today.
What's 426 divided by 12? Okay, if I carry the one, yeah, we're out. Go Auto has a free credit calculator that does the math for you. See what you could qualify for, estimate your payments, and get a better idea of what's in your budget. Because shopping for a vehicle is exciting, but crunching numbers, yeah, not so much. Text CHECK to 780-777-7777. That's CHECK to 780 all sevens.
Cantork has turned 25. That's right, 25 years of building tools so good, they practically torque themselves. Hard work and innovation equals problem solved. See our latest designs at cantork.com.
Are you looking for safe and reliable transportation solutions for your wedding, corporate retreat, or golf trip? Look no further than Silent Rides, Alberta's premier charter bus company. Whether your group is big or small, Silent Rides has you covered. We offer 3 different sizes of units to cater to your needs, and we provide first-class service at affordable rates. Get your quote today. For more information and to request a quote, contact sales at 877-748-0991 or visit silentrides.ca.
Kickoff is coming August 1st. Elks, Rough Riders at Play Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium. The prehistoric party is back, presented by Purolator Tackle Hunger. Experience family-friendly fun all game long with a dinosaur-themed contest. Get your tickets at goelks.com/tickets.
I missed one payment, then another. Now I feel behind on everything. I can't keep up.
Falling behind happens to more people than you think, but there is a solution. My name is Parveen Middleton. I'm a licensed insolvency trustee at BDO here in Edmonton. Together, we can create a plan that fits your situation and helps you get caught up and back in control. Call 1-833-BDO-TALK or visit bdodebt.ca to book your free consultation and discover your debt-free future.
Quick opinions and fun times.
The Frenzy with Halley and Douglas on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wilhauk Beef Jerky.
Home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
It's 11:22. Welcome back to the Frenzy here on Sports 1440, brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky. Connor Halley, Donovan Paulson, not here. We got Josh Fenwick in with us. It's a small room. We don't have the biggest bench here, I guess, at Sports 1440. Hey, Fenwick?
Hey, 3 people go on vacation, and all of a sudden, I'm like, man, I got to produce 2 shows, and I go back to the job that I got to do, but I'm also co-hosting a show, and then, of course, intern Connor. We let him take the day off. So now I'm pulling double duty doing DPing and producing. So things are it's not that hard, honestly. Like twist my rubber arm, go talk sports or go swing a hammer. I'll take this every time.
You're like the guy, there's an injury, and then all of a sudden now you have to get into the starting lineup, but you still have to do your special teams duties. Like that's you right now as we roll through the frenzy here. We are going to head down to Detroit in a minute here. I think we just lost our guest, Jennifer Hammond, who is going to join us on stream. We'll try to get her back here. If not, I might have to send Josh the phone number here too.
I'll keep you up to date. Don't worry.
Keep me up to date.
Yeah. So I was pretty busy this morning. Let me just say I am super amped up for this Elks game here this weekend. Like I'm pulling into the Triple S, which I will be in for tomorrow. Me and the Duke. Just riding things out. I'm pulling up in my old Edmonton Eskimos gear. Right when I wake up, putting the tarp on, rolling in, wearing it all day. Might be riding with you guys to the game because I want to go check out this tailgate. Never been there before.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I've never been to the tailgate. So,
well, you got to try. I did send you Jennifer's number if we want to give her
appreciate
a phone call.
That.
If she wants it back on video, we'll do that. This segment is for elksnation.ca. Of course, you got the 2 weekly podcasts and videos with Eddie Steele and Declan Kruger, but more articles, giveaways. You got to go check out the website, elksnation.ca, the most in-depth E football coverage you're going to find out there. And the team's hot. They're opening up the second level. We should have more to it as the show goes on and as the day goes on. They spoke to the media earlier today after the walkthrough around 11 o'clock. Yeah, goelks.com for your tickets. And then you can also listen to the Jason Greger Show because we'll have a few more to give away as I'll be hosting today alongside Declan Kruger. The Detroit Lions right now, a very interesting team because obviously there was a time where this team was the laughingstock of the NFL. They kind of turned things around, and the problem with I guess for them is that they're playing a really good division. That NFC North has a lot of really good teams. The Green Bay Packers always find a way to be competitive, it seems. The Chicago Bears on the upswing. The Minnesota Vikings, well, we'll have to wait and see who's under center and what they can do. But after a really good run by Dan Campbell and the Lions, winning the division for 2 consecutive years, they fall to 9-8, like a respectable record still. But you're just in such a tough division that puts you in 4th spot. This year, you've got that 4th place schedule. So, hey, it could make things a little bit easier for this team. We'll dive in and we'll talk to Jennifer Hammond right now, who covers the team for Fox 2 Sports down in Detroit. Jennifer, good afternoon. How are you doing today?
Hey guys, I'm great. Can you hear me okay? My phone died during your break because it overheated, if you can believe that. And it's not even that hot today.
Oh, I mean, technology has failed me down a few times in that current situation. We can hear you. You got us okay?
Yes, everything sounds great. It's good to talk to you guys. And I heard you talking before the break just a little bit about Batman. Can I weigh in? Christian Bale, other than Adam West, because Adam West is the GOAT, he is the legend, and I didn't even realize that he took allergy medicine back then. But I do think that Christian Bale was the greatest Batman in the movie version in costume.
I can't argue with you. I mean, I just think he set the bar so high. I don't know if you heard me, but I said I haven't even seen the other ones. Like I'm not ready to commit to those yet because I'm still good with the Dark Knight.
I'm impressed with your. I'm impressed with your wife that she's got the DVDs or whatever it is of Adam West. I mean, she's a legend for that. That's an awesome thing to have.
Absolutely. Every once in a while, we bust him out just for the nostalgia, I suppose, even though it was before all of our times. Jennifer, let's take a look at this Detroit Lions team because, I think everybody knows how good they can be. It's just a tough division. But the big news coming out, the hold-in for star running back Jahmyr Gibbs. Any update for practice today?
No update from practice today, although Dan Campbell wouldn't really lend much to. He had said yesterday that he had a little bit of a back as well, but he didn't say how he hurt that back and how bad that back was. But, he just said yesterday he's not concerned. He doesn't think that it's going to be an issue. He believes that they're going to get it done. And I think most people in the media do as well. But, I guess I want to say good on Jahmyr Gibbs because Dan Campbell called him the bell cow in the spring, said he's going to be the bell cow. So now he wants to be paid like a bell cow. So here he goes. He's going to get his, he and his Bijan, his teammate, they're going to get theirs. And it's going to be good to see running backs finally get their due because it's been a very kind of underappreciated position in the league as of late, from a draft status, from an extension status. And I think that without Gibbs, this Lions offense doesn't cook the way that we know it can because he's such a great, not only running back, but gadget player, and he can catch the ball. And every time he touches the ball, it's really thrilling. And when he's breaking records held by a guy of the likes of Barry Sanders, and Barry Sanders is saying, this kid's great and I love watching him, that he's pretty darn good and valuable to the organization.
Yeah, and it's a great point you talk about. We just saw with kind of the cycle of the running back position. I still remember draft night. We were doing a show when the team drafted Jahmyr Gibbs, and we thought, okay, very good player, but why are you taking a running back that soon? And eating crow now because he's been absolutely a top 2 back in the NFL the last couple of years. Had some huge years. Now deserves to get paid. And like you said, he and Bijan Robinson, it feels like one player will get paid, and then the next guy's going to get $100,000 more just to have the title of highest paid back in the league. Where do you think they go with this? Because right now, Saquon Barkley at $20.6 million per year is the highest paid. We were trying to kind of figure this one out. Does it go 22, 23, even 24? How high do you think this will go for these guys?
Yeah, one of the numbers that I heard was 22, and I could see how that would be probably a pretty reasonable number for Ja. He's just so darn talented, and he's so young, and he's already broken so many Lions records in his early career. I think that that's a pretty fair assessment. And to your point too, highest paid is only highest paid for that day. It seems like that is a constantly changing and evolving title for guys in the NFL or any league for that matter. So I do think that they'll probably get him in at around 22. And he did tweet something today. He said, patiently waiting. So, he's got to be champing at the bit to get out there, especially with that revamped offensive line. He's going to have a lot of room to run this year. And I find that Drew Petzing and also Mike Kafka, the new offensive wizards that they have in there that have kind of hopefully will bring back the kind of play calling that they had when Ben Johnson was there. It's going to be dynamite, and he's a dynamic part of that offense.
Now, Jennifer, just sticking with that running back room, the team brings in Isaiah Pacheco from the Kansas City Chiefs, and we've seen what he can do. I don't think he's maybe a feature back, but he can be a thumper and wear down defenses. What do you expect the usage to be with those two players?
It's interesting. We just talked to Isaiah today. He had his turn at the post-practice podium. And one of the things that he said was, I feel lean. This is about the best I've felt since I've come in. And the fact that he was here during the OTAs and during the spring, he got a lot of the verbiage. He got a lot of the reps, and he got a lot of, time in that book, in that playbook and with the room. And I think that he's going to be a tremendous 1-2 punch. I asked him about being kind of speaking of Batman and Robin, I asked him about being the Robin to Gibbs Batman, and he said that he's going to do whatever he can, whatever they ask of him, and he just feels great physically and is looking forward to kind of proving himself again, because he did have some tough years in the KC offense, and it didn't necessarily suit him all the time, and he was oft injured. So I think as long as he stays healthy and available, he's going to be a great complement to Gibbs on the field.
Yeah. Hi, Jennifer. I wanted to go to the other side of the ball on defense. Talk about Aiden Hutchinson for a second. Also, shout out Go Blue. We know his season in 2024 was unceremoniously ended with his leg injury. He was tracking to lead the league in sacks, and then last year comes back. Maybe not the same player he was to start off the 2024 season. What are we expecting from Aiden Hutchinson?
It's interesting because Aiden has shown that he really can be a premier pass rusher, but what they've long missed is that guy on the other side. So I think actually today Dan Campbell was talking about Lacey and how he's going to be a great complement, and also some of the guys that they have inside as well. And let me even digress. They bring in his teammate, his former Michigan, I guess, co-teammate, Derek Moore, who's a guy who's also going to be a great possibility rushing the passer. He's shown some flashes. I mean, he had a very good day in camp today, putting some pressure on. He's running with the twos, repping with the twos, but he has shown some great pressure and ability to make plays. Granted, nobody's wearing pads yet, and Dan Campbell always likes to, put that as the cautionary asterisk that we're going to wait till guys are in pads till we really give an assessment of anybody on the O-line and anybody on the D-line. But in Aiden Hutchinson, they know what they have. And I think one of the key things that they want to try to do with Hutch this year is make sure that he's not on the field as much as he was last year. I don't know if he will ever say that he was worn down, but he got so many reps, and almost to the point that he was out there. I think it was somewhere between 90 and 95.6% of the defensive snaps, and that's a lot for one guy. And after a 17-game season, it really starts to take its toll in November and December. And I believe that we're going to see a little more complementary defensive line fits flexibility with Calvin Shepard in his second season as the defensive coordinator. And I think Hutch is going to feel fresher down the stretch. He's probably going to look fresher, and he's also going to have complementary pieces on opposing ends so that he's able to get more sacks and get home to the quarterback more often. Because if you pay attention at all to Lions fans and kind of the narrative in Detroit, it's like, we need a pass rusher. We need another guy alongside Aiden. And I think that they're going to find that just through a couple of different avenues this year.
Yeah, sticking with that, I like Aiden Hutchinson a lot. Again, Go Blue. So do you expect the rushing offense to be that much better this year? Because it seems like that was their main point of focus, was signing lots of linebackers and things to sort of jam up the middle. Are we thinking the rush defense will be that much better this year?
I do think that the rush defense is going to be better, and I think a large part of that will come from the middle of the defensive line in front. I mean, Aleem McNeil, here's a guy who was so strong early on in his career and then had a couple of injuries. He hasn't played a full season, 17-game slate since 2023. And for this kid coming off that, he had the knee injury and then came back and suffered some other alternating injuries. And Dan Campbell even said today when I asked him about how important McNeil is to that defensive front, he said, we watched tape from last season. And he came out there, and as much as he was trying to come back from that injury, you could see that he was favoring his leg. And the Lions' rush D really fell off last year. You know, Reader was a guy that was in there, DJ Reader. He's no longer here. They've got some Wanham. They've got some other big bodies along the front of the defensive line. And I do think that a healthy Aleem McNeil, who by all accounts, well, he left practice today with a little bit of a neck tweak. We should have an update on him on Sunday or Monday from Coach Campbell. But for the most part, I think that defensive front is going to be committed. Plus, we've got Jack Campbell another year in the NFL. They lose Alex Anzalone, but I think Anzalone was a guy they really relied on for to drop back and pass coverage on the defense from the linebacker position. But I do think they've got some more physical guys, safeties that they've brought in. Christian Izzian is going to be in there. They've also got Chuck Clark. So there's been a lot of important additions to this defense. And I do think that the way that Kelvin Shepherd has kind of altered things just a little bit in year two is going to help them as well.
Yeah, just one more from me here. You bring up Coach Campbell, and the question sort of circulating around is, do you think he's on the hot seat going into this year? Is his seat getting a little warm at all?
You know, I don't think so because of the injuries that they've had to contend with the past, 2.5 seasons. I mean, they've done a lot of things considering, with 12 wins the year before last. And I do think it's a little bit, when Dan stepped to the podium on Wednesday, which was day one of camp, the first day of practice, I should say, he said there's a newness, right? That we're starting out and we're coming out with kind of a new approach. And I think there's a hunger that maybe they got away from. When you win the division 2 years in a row, you are kind of the hunted. And I think now they're getting back to the mentality of being the hunters. And I think this is a role that suits this team very well. I know that it suits Coach Campbell very well. When you talk about players having a chip on their shoulder or kind of working and playing under the identity of their coach, Campbell's a guy that gets a chip on his shoulder. You know, if you're disparaging his team or their toughness, he made a point to say to the players when they had their meeting before on the first day, the night before the first day of camp, that we're going to make it tough on everyone. Anybody who comes to Detroit or plays the Lions, they're going to know that this team is tough. And no matter who you are on the roster, number one or all the way at the bottom, the same expectation exists. So I do think that they're kind of resetting the table with that mindset of we're going to make it hard on everybody else and we're going to get back to the basics, which is being as tough as we possibly can. And with that said, I mean, he's doing a lot of things different this camp. He's not going to have a joint practice with another team. He's most likely, we haven't gotten confirmation from him yet, but most likely going to play some of the starters in at least one quarter of preseason football, which we haven't seen over the last 4 years. So I think things are changing a little bit. And he took a deep dive too, after missing the postseason for the first time in 3 years. He admitted it was a really sour taste in his mouth. And he went back and had to reevaluate how he does things as well. It's not just him saying, hey, get better to the players and get better to the coordinators and coaches under him. He looked in the mirror and he said, you know what? I've got to be better. We've all got to be accountable for where this thing has gone.
Jennifer Hammond of Fox 2 Sports in Detroit joining us here on The Frenzy, taking a look at the Lions. Jennifer, I want to go back to the draft. Blake Miller, the first-round pick. I mean, you already have Penny Sewell at left tackle. You bring him in. I was looking it up. He played in 54 games, I think, at Clemson, and that's obviously what you love to see, lots of snaps. He played over 3,700. This guy's an absolute animal. How has he looked so far with the team? And just wanted to get your thoughts on the rest of the draft class.
Yeah, you know what? He is an animal. I love that you call him an animal. Short of being Colby Sorsdal's doppelganger, it's funny, if you look at pictures of them, they look like twins separated at birth. But he's got the demeanor of Frank Ragnow when Ragnow came in early, very poised, kind of wise beyond his years. And he's just really smart and he wants to work hard, and he's soft-spoken, but you can tell that he plays with a nastiness. And this offensive line, I believe, is going to be one of the best ones. They've got Cade May in the middle, who's a guy who's got veteran reps. Christian Mahogany was back at practice today. There's a little bit of a competition at left guard, which is going to be good for the group. Penei moves over to left tackle to replace the outgoing Taylor Decker, who retired. And then you've got Blake Miller on the end on the right tackle. And so I just love kind of the youth experience and the vinegar of this offensive line, if you will. I think they look great. Some other guys that they talk, Keith Abney is a guy that they're giving a lot of attention and praise to early on. He's a guy that's going to be able to hopefully work in the return game because they lost their returner, and it's going to be hard for the Lions to kind of keep up with the Bears as the Bears continue to get better. Packers, I'm not sold on the Packers. I saw somebody pick the Packers to win the division. I am not sold on the Packers. I do think the division is the Lions to lose because I just think that they have made the upgrades and the improvements at the key positions. As I mentioned earlier, Derek Moore, the Michigan defensive lineman, he's going to be incredible for the Lions. I do think that he's got a great hunger and a great, coming from a pro style team, he's going to be in good shape to run in there. And he's already looked very impressive in camp as well.
I will say, did you talk about that division and the competitiveness of finishing fourth? Although at the time just kind of sucks. You get a better draft pick, and then all of a sudden you get the Saints, you get the Cards, you get the Giants, right? So you get that fourth place schedule. So maybe there's a little benefit to it. Just very quickly, you touched on Penei Sewell making the jump from right tackle to left tackle. We've seen it before. Joe Alt did it last year when Rashawn Slater went down for the Chargers. Has he spoke about the difficulty in doing that and how the transition has gone?
Yeah, we haven't spoken to him yet this training camp, but we did speak to him in the spring when it was pretty much assured that he was going to be doing that. And for him, he said, it's just not a whole lot different. He's been there before. He's played at left tackle in college, so he knows what to do. And plus, this is the guy, of any player on that team that you're going to switch, he's probably one of the savviest, smartest, most instinctive and intuitive football players that they have on that roster. So I think he's working out just fine. And as Campbell said today, he said a lot of it with the offensive line and the defensive backs, particularly those two position groups, a lot of it is communication, the unspoken communication. So what he's watching for is Sewell is smart enough to know and to have a sense when a guy's coming off the edge, when somebody's coming around, with the footwork, and to get out and to try to, alter the protections in game, in rep, mid snap. And he just needs a guy next to him who can continue to kind of follow that flow. And when we talked to Mahogany today, and he said playing next to Sewell is incredible. Like, this guy is, obviously all pro, and everything he does in practice really speaks to that. He's just a top-notch player, both mentally and physically and athletically. When you get a guy that big who's that athletic, we've all seen him run for the first down, it's pretty fun to watch. And I do think that Penei Sewell is just going to continue, his star is going to continue to rise even at left tackle.
Yeah, 25 years old. This guy's got future Hall of Famer written all over him.
Doesn't he? It's fun.
100%. Jennifer, thanks so much for doing this today. Really appreciate it. And even with your phone failing you got back in. So we appreciate that.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, hope to talk to you again this season. And hopefully the Lions can get back in the postseason, because I think, Jared Goff is really one of the top quarterbacks in the league, and his numbers have shown that. And I think now that he's got a revamped offensive line in front of him, we're really going to see a better trend on offense for this team. And I'm not saying they're going to be able to stop a lot of people all of the time, because they've got some injuries in the defensive backfield. Kirby Joseph, Brian Branch being out until September, they say, at the earliest. It's going to be problematic, but I do think that this is a Lions team that can outscore its opponents like they did 2 years ago, and go quite far if they continue to stay healthy.
Yeah, we didn't even get to the pass catching options, or, they've got incredible depth there as well. Next time, maybe.
Let me say this. JMO has looked tremendous in camp. Contested catches, fighting long balls. He's been amazing. He's going to have a great season.
Okay, good to know. I'm gonna throw that in the mind here. Remember, a late pick for the draft, maybe. Jennifer, thanks for doing this.
Get him in there. Yeah, thank you, guys. Have a great day.
You too. There you go. Jennifer Hammond covers the Detroit Lions for Fox 2 Sports in Detroit. Give her a follow on X as well at Sideline Hammer. The Lions are fun. Josh, I took away from that conversation, you're a Michigan football fan?
Yeah, I am. Born and
Okay.
raised because my uncle's a Michigan fan.
Oh, nice. I mean, hey, I have a soft spot for him. Harbaugh is a Michigan man, so
I just wish they weren't so wrapped in controversy.
well, that's what happens when you win, right?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
You do whatever it takes.
If you're not cheating, you're not trying. right?
That's the saying, and it wouldn't be so popular if it wasn't true. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, more text 1-833-401-1440. We'll tell you what's coming up on the Lowdown and the Jason Greger Show. It is the Frenzy here on Sports 1440, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and Twitch. Brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky.
Say hello to Alberta's home for reeling and dealing. With Play Alberta, you can spin into the excitement of popular slots like Cash Eruption and Desert Fantasy. Experience Alberta exclusive games and get in on the action of live dealer tables with all new elevated stakes. However you prefer to play, the fun is ready when you are. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
It's the hard jobs that take know-how, expertise, and the right experience. And that's why, time and time again, GS Construction gets the call when it comes to the hard jobs. Underground projects that are genuinely difficult, like deep installs, tough ground conditions, or tight urban sites. So remember, when it's a hard job, the list gets short, and GS Construction is on it. Want to tackle the hard jobs? We're looking for experienced pipe layers and topmen. Visit gsconstruction.ca today.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Car shopping sucks. That's right. Going back and forth 100 times just to get a price. Give me your credit card for a test drive. What's all these extra fees? That sounds ridiculous. At Northgate, we do things a little differently. Good deals on new, pre-owned vehicles, good people, and a great selection. And don't forget about our employee pricing. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
Attention Alberta construction pros. For over 50 years, Jaffa Equipment Rentals has been your go-to for top-notch equipment and stellar service. Whether you need rentals or expert maintenance, we've got you covered. Stop by our Edmonton or Calgary locations today.
Action Electrical's projects team takes the field, folks. Ready to execute the entire play for new commercial builds.
Absolutely. They're masters of design, build, sketching strategy from initial blueprints to core electrical infrastructure. The team never misses on complex projects.
Known for handling big league constructions and major renovations, ensuring flawless execution, hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
Welcome to the Bro Zone, the ultimate garage setup for checking out the big game.
70-inch TV? Check. Surround sound? Check. Mini fridge fully stocked? A check.
But a legendary Bro Zone needs legendary snacks.
Will Hawk Beef Jerky.
Load up on Alberta's best beef jerky. It's the perfect game day companion when you're watching from the ultimate fan cave.
Will Hawk Beef Jerky, because you can't have summer fun with salad. Only available in Leduc.
At Papa John's, we know it's not just a pizza. It's a family gathering. A happy birthday, a special celebration, or just a sigh of relief at the end of a busy day. For a limited time, get large one-topping pizzas for only $14.99 each on original, thin, or New York-style crust. Use promo code L1499 at papajohns.ca or on the Papa John's app. Get yours today. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Here's what you need to know about Lux Windows. We work hard. We come in early, we stay late, we go above and beyond, and then we go a little further. Not for awards or a pat on the back. We work hard so that choosing our windows and doors is an easy decision for you. It's the Alberta way. It's the Lux way. Everything we are is windows and doors. A company born and bred and made in Alberta.
Recently, our company softball team lost the big game by 1 run. Then Dale tried to console us with the quote, "Winning isn't everything." Well, Dale and I are very different. I get early payout from Bet365. If my team goes up big, I get paid out instantly, even if they blow the lead later. Sound familiar, Dale? Thanks, Bet365.
If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. T's and C's apply.
You've got better things to do than wait for an oil change. Jiffy Lube gets you in and out fast. No appointment necessary. All you have to do is roll into a location near you, and we'll take care of the rest. Every full synthetic oil change at Jiffy Lube is warranty approved and comes with a 20-point visual inspection, making sure you get back on the road safely. Find your neighborhood Jiffy Lube today. Visit jiffylubeservice.ca.
Get your lineups and laughs right here
on The Frenzy
with Halley and Douglas on Sports 1440, presented by Wilhauk Beef Jerky.
It's 11:50. Welcome back to The Frenzy here on Sports 1440, brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, the home of Alberta's best beef jerky. Online at wilhaukbeefjerky.com. Go check them out. Tell them we sent you. Grab a bag or two and peruse the rest of the menu. Yes, it's Wilhauk Beef Jerky, but there's much more to it. Ed in Father Various says, what is this? A guest on The Frenzy? Yeah, hey, we changed our name. We're bringing in guests. We've got 3 rounds with Fenwick every day. It's a little bit different. But we like it. Jennifer was fantastic. And for those of you who might be paying attention, we are going through the NFL alphabetically, and Dallas does not technically go right into Detroit. Denver should be there. But Brandon had a guest from Denver on yesterday. So we'll spread it out. We'll have someone on. It might be Tuesday next week. Just a few days in between. Just see what happens at Broncos camp. Because we're not avoiding the Broncos. We just didn't want to go 2 consecutive days with like the exact same information. So we'll see how Waddle does and see how Bo's feeling, and then we'll get back to it. MTR says Debo. Yeah, Debo Samuel back with the San Francisco 49ers. I'd be curious, and MTR, you'll know way more than I would. What is the feeling? Is it like, hey, everyone loves a comeback story? People in Chicago were feeling Patty Kane making his return to the team. Last year with the Commanders, 1 year away. Debo had a fine year. 727 yards, 5 touchdowns, 72 receptions. He'll take that all day. That's good numbers for him. And we also know how versatile he can be. So, yeah, I like that deal for the 49ers. Another weapon, a familiar piece for Brock Purdy. Not going to catch me complaining about that one. 1-833-401-1440, the text line. A few people just asking, hey, guys, is it true? Upper Deck opening? Well, that's what we're hearing. East Side. There's 31,000 tickets sold from Bob. So there you go. It's crazy because, I know we're ramping things up here for the Elks. It used to be like 58,000.
Yeah.
We got a ways to go still.
Like my childhood, because I had season seats as well, Connor. Like lower bowl, always packed. Upper bowl, quite packed. Like particularly on mine, we're on the west side in Double K. And that side always seemed quite full. And then looking across is like there's still quite a lot of people on the opposite side as well.
When you get the mascots doing the Go Elks chant with the sides on each side going back and forth, those were the good old days. So we were opposites. I was upper Y. So I was just getting pounded by the sunlight, the UV rays. You're in the shade.
Guess my parents were a little more liquid than you. Radio boy.
Mine, you know what? My tickets, I got them when I was 16.
Oh, so you were still working at Sobeys or whatever.
Avon. I wasn't even working there yet. It was like a gift, but the kids' tickets were $100.
Oh, hey.
And they never changed those. So I was like 25 paying $100 for season seats.
That's incredible.
Do I owe the Elks money? Maybe I owe the organization for all those
there's got to be a
tickets
statute of limitations. Yeah. You're 40, right? So
Well, almost 39. Plus, like I do their watch parties, so we'll call it even.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'm compensated, but we'll still call it even. But hey, get out there, support the team. It's going to be fun. What else are you going to do on a Saturday night? MTR says, hey, he's going to fit in nicely. Can't trust Ricky Pearsall, so Devo it is. What do you think Triple C in the truck will say?
Oh, I know what Triple C is going to say.
Devo is fat and trash, is what he said.
Which is essentially every MTR text from last year after Devo had left is like, don't care, Devo, he's fat, he's trash, don't want him.
Perspective changes. In case you missed it, the arrest of Tony Romo last week, resulting in some changes. JJ Watt's going to take his spot.
He's skinny. Nothing. MTR said he's skinny now.
Devo is now skinny. He's who was James Harden, who had the fat suit and got skinny?
That's right.
Kyle Lowry got skinny. Guys can get skinny. It can happen. But JJ Watt's going to slide into that spot for now. JJ Watt's a solid guy to have doing that. So we'll see what happens, how the legal proceedings play out. The video was interesting. I saw one defense lawyer say, I'd be on that case all day. So we'll see what happens. But that was announced earlier today when the season gets going. Music means we're done. Thank you guys for joining us on the show today. Check out YouTube if you want to watch that one again. You can also go to anywhere you get your podcast from. And give us a subscription, a like, thumbs up, all that sort of thing. We would appreciate it. Coming up next, Lowdown Flow Tide, followed by the Jason Greger Show. So make sure you guys keep it here on Sports 1440. Plus, we've got Blue Jays baseball on the AM feed immediately following the Jason Greger Show. Right now, Sports 1440 update brought to you by Cattail Crossing. Doggy Mondays. You can bring your dog golfing. Must be leashed. Also, allowed on the patio any day. Look now at cattailcrossing.ca.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
CFL action tonight sees the 6-1 Montreal Alouettes taking on the Ottawa Red Blacks in Ottawa. Kickoff at 5:30. 15 games in the majors today. First game getting underway just after noon. Here sees the Yankees in the Windy City taking on the Chicago Cubs at just after 5 tonight. The Blue Jays, they return home. They're taking on the Cardinals. Dylan Cease on the bump for the Birds. Nightcap sees the Boston Red Sox in LA taking on the Dodgers and the Twins in Seattle in a bout against the Mariners. News from around the world sees the Pittsburgh Penguins signing forward Tommy Novak to a 3-year, $4.65 million AAV deal. And the Toronto Tempo have made a trade to acquire guard Anisha Morrow from the Connecticut Sun ahead of the league's trade deadline. Also, just off the field in the NFL, sees CBS putting Romo on temporary leave as JJ Watt will fill his spot on the broadcast. Coming up on Sports 1440, it is the Lowdown with Low Tide. I'm Josh Fenwick, and this has been a Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.